Here we go again. Happy Thursday, everybody. The 13th day of September 2018. I am Dan Kuntz, your host, and this is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Steve Hare to my immediate left handles your news duties. Carlos Cat in control. Happy Thursday, Stephen.
I
What's
like
so
that
funny?
lower third news guy. I like that.
Oh, is that what it said? I missed that.
Yeah.
News guy.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's pretty cool.
There he is. Yeah, news guy. That's good. You got some news for us, guy?
Yeah, a lot of news, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
50 days, and they're going to start snowmaking, up at Mission Ridge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 50 days.
Wow.
I saw the post on Facebook yesterday.
Don't remind me that winter's coming. I don't have a problem with winter. I really don't. I like autumn as well. I like summer. I like all four seasons. And that's the thing about living here in North Central Washington. You get all four seasons. You get them to the max.
I thought they demolished the Four Seasons. The hotel on the east side.
No. I just saw Frankie Valley the other day. They were singing Ragdoll and
Remember?
Silence. Oh, I'm thinking about the singing group.
I was thinking about the hotel.
The hotel, okay.
That is now Fred Meyer.
That's right. Hi.
Hello.
What do we got for you today? We got a great show for you. Despite the first, minute and a half, we'll get better. Good stuff for you. Steve has the news. We got a lot of sports to get to. The obscure holiday, it's Thursday. That means Kennel Cameos with Megan McPherson. That'll be pretty cool as well. We also have birthdays today in history. Everyone is entitled to Mike McNulty's opinion. And we're going to rerun the interview I did a couple of weeks ago with our friends at the United Way of North Central Washington. Giselle Torres, Sophia Dillon, and Charity Bergman. We're in our studio to talk about Color Rush, which is this Sunday. And we encourage you to participate.
You are.
Yeah, we're going to be there. 3M and I are going to go down there with a camp crew and
You're
get
going to wear
some of the sights and
the
sounds.
GoPro like you were saying?
I might. I don't know. It's an early Sunday morning. It's to get people to go to work early on a Sunday morning can sometimes be like pulling teeth. But Megan said she'd help me out, so there you go. We'll be down there, and we love Color Rush. It's a great event. It's a lot of fun.
Fun.
Yeah, it's festive. It's a good time. It really is. So make plans to do that Sunday morning. It's for a good cause. Let's take you around North Central Washington with our Valley View cameras. We got some good stuff for you today. That's our 4K camera, of course, our brand new one. Still tweaking it a little bit. We got to work on the color balance and stuff like that, but what a gorgeous shot.
Really?
That is this morning. The resolution is just phenomenal.
So
Sun's
like
just creeping out.
temperatures
Yeah,
out there this morning.
it's
like
chilly. It's
49.
50 right now. Just turned to 50. It's going to feel autumn-like. By the way, this is the last full weekend of summer. It's coming up. The autumnal equinox is Saturday the 22nd at 6:54 in the evening. So the last full weekend of summer is almost upon us, but it's going to feel cool. Camera number 2, Kat says, let's do a slow dissolve. Oh, she's sliding. Sorry about that. Kat's going to say, let's go take a look at Cougar Ridge and the Odobashian Bridge. The Sunny Slope area. Good looking shot there. Look how brown them hills are.
Yeah, those Cascades are looking pretty brown too, aren't they?
But we are going to get a little bit of light rain. It looks like right now the best chance of measurable precipitation all over the region will be Sunday. Steve, Sunday. Write that down. We got about a 30% chance of rain, and we could use it. We have not had measurable rain at Pangborn enough to make the gauge go whoop since June 16th. That's a long dry spell. Camera 3. Where are we going, Kat? We're going to go see our friends. I want to say that's Apple Annie's, but that's, I think we're going to move this too. We're going to move this around. You can see, oh boy, there we go, zooming out. There's beautiful Cashmere.
Mount Stewart in the background.
Mount Stewart. You can see Steins Hill. She's moving it around a little bit there.
They've been busy up on Mount Stewart this year with a lot of search and rescues.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredibly popular hiking spot for any number of reasons, but they've had some hikers who've gotten themselves into some hot water there this year.
Yeah,
So.
Go prepared, as they always say.
Didn't we have a hiking guys over the weekend got themselves into a spot on Mount Stewart where they couldn't go up and couldn't go down, and they had to have the chopper come in?
Normally they hike back down, but these guys were inexperienced and apparently tried to rappel down and got stuck.
Oh, that's not good. Hey, Cashmere, good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. And finally, camera 4 is going to be a trip up to Union Valley.
Oh, look at
and
that.
I learned something from Kat today. That big ridge you see right in the middle of your screen that dominates, that's called Elephant Head.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you look carefully, that one little dark spot that sticks up is looks like an elephant lying down. Kat
it
says
does a little bit, doesn't it?
It does. Kat says from another angle, it looks like an elephant head. So that's what they call that.
Elephant roadkill. It's all sprawled out there,
Elephants are known to sleep.
I guess.
That's a good-looking shot of beautiful
It is.
Chelan. Good stuff. Thank you, Kat. Well done. Yeah, I like that. It's 5 minutes after the hour. Let's take a look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. That way, if you don't like the forecast, you can blame the government. Continue to be cool. Lots of sunshine today. What's that, Steve?
The weather weasels?
Yes, lots of sunshine today. I have about 72. That's below normal. We hit 70 yesterday. Our normal high about this time of the year is right around 77 or 78 degrees. So cool, but lots of sunshine. Northwest wind about 6 to 11 miles an hour. Partly cloudy tonight, 50 for the overnight low. Lots of sunshine again on Friday. Friday's pretty much a repeat of today with a high of about 71. The jet stream is over northern California, and that's giving us unsettled weather. So the jet stream is way out of its normal location. Normally it's up in central British Columbia, but it's kind of whoop, and that's allowed a trough to come in. So everything's a little unsettled. Little bitty low pressure systems, one right after the other. Things change a little bit Friday night. Going to cloud up quite a bit. No rain on Friday night, 54 for the overnight low. Slight chance of some light afternoon showers on Saturday. Lots of clouds all day. We're not going to see any sunshine Saturday and a high near Sunday. And we talked about this measurable rain on Sunday, about a 30% chance, quite a bit of cloud cover, and a high of only 67. That's all we're going to get to on Sunday, the last Sunday of summer. And then we kind of go summer-ish, if you will, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Well, compared to what they're preparing for this weekend on the East Coast, I think we're pretty lucky, aren't we?
Never had to live through a hurricane or experience a hurricane firsthand, but I've seen the devastation firsthand of Hurricane Hugo. I saw that back in January of 1990, and what a hurricane can do is startling and sobering. So best wishes to our friends in the Carolinas.
Boy, yeah.
They're going to get hammered this weekend.
Up to 30, 40 inches of rain.
That's a lot of rain.
Yeah, and it's been slowed down, and now it's just going to stall out and just bring them, floods and devastation. I don't know.
Hang in there, guys.
Yeah.
7 minutes after the hour. Take a quick 1 minute break. When we come back, Steve Hare has your Thursday morning news. And it's brought to you by our friends at Cascade Medical. Cascade Medical. Really cool folks.
The physical therapists at Cascade Medical love the outdoors as much as you do. But sometimes where there's love, there's also pain. Let us help you get back to the activities that you love. Cascade Medical, partners in your health.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome back to the program. Again, I'm Steve Hare. Here's what's happening around north central Washington on this September 13th. Arson, the possible cause of a house fire in South Wenatchee yesterday. It was around 1:40 in the afternoon when fire crews from Wenatchee responded to the report of a brush fire located at the intersection of Judkins and Simmons Street in Wenatchee. When crews arrived, a motorhome parked in that yard was fully involved, also caught the dry grass and shrubs on fire. Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett said there were reports that the fire was man-made. In fact, a sheriff's deputy was seen detaining a man for questioning at the scene after acting erratically at the scene of that fire. The motorhome was a complete loss, but the adjacent home did not appear to have been seriously damaged, and we have no reports of injuries there. Also, health insurance rates are going up in Washington state, and it's going to affect your pocketbook, folks. Insurance Commissioner Mike Kreidler approved 7 health insurers to sell 40 health plans for 2019 in the state's health insurance exchange. Now, the average approved rate increase for insurers that sell inside that exchange is close to 14%, 13.8% exactly. Plans will be available in all counties. Insurers had asked for a 19.8% rate increase. The Washington Health Benefit Exchange Board is scheduled to certify the approved plans at its September 13th meeting. Now, once all those plans and rates are approved, Kreidler will release the average rate increase for the entire individual market and a list of insurers that will sell in each county. In fact, if you go to our website at ncwlife.com, you'll find the full list of insurers and their relating rate increases planned for next year. According to the latest real estate snapshot for the Wenatchee area, active listings for homes, well, that's up compared to last year, but home sales are down. The report provided by Pacific Appraisal and Associates also shows the median sales price rose 12% over the year to $326,000. House prices ranged from $251,000 to $350,000. Those account for 42% of all single-family home sales in the valley. Building permits are way ahead of 2017, with 116 more apartment unit permits compared to August of 2017. Wenatchee High School's class of 2018 was a record breaker. The high school reports the class graduation rate 91.5%. That's an increase of 5.8% from 2017, according to the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction. This is the highest graduation rate at Wenatchee High School since 2001, when the state started tracking that data. Meanwhile, the next highest percentage on record was back in 2011, with 90.6% rate. Graduation rates also went up at Westside High School from 42.5% in 2017 to 52.7% this year. Wenatchee High School Principal Eric Anderson credited the school's teaching and support staff for the improved graduation rate. Newly opened event center at Pybus Public Market has a new name.
So I'd like to invite everyone to raise their glass. Here's to the opening of the Local Tel Event Center and a wonderful community partnership.
Now, the market's charitable foundation announced yesterday that Local Tel will serve as the naming sponsor of the new facility. The 2,700 square foot room, which hosted over 150 community-based and nonprofit activities last year and was recently remodeled, will now be known as the Local Tel Event Center at Pybus Public Market. In fact, one of the founding board members, Joanne Walker, wife of Mike Walker, and the market's executive director, Steve Robinson, talked about how that event center evolved.
When we started and founded Pybus Market, my husband and I went to dinner one night and we drove back and we saw this big building. It was owned by an entrepreneur in Bellingham. So I said, if they build hotels there, that will ruin our project. And my husband said, it's very expensive land. And I said, I know, but we can't not have it. So we agreed to purchase it, and that's how we have this beautiful building.
And it is beautiful. Steve, tell us about what the plan is for this part of Pybus Market.
So this is a community center. This is where people meet, consistent with the motto at Pybus Market is where community meets. Last year, even in the space that pre-remodel, we had over 150 nonprofit and community-based activities here in this room. The room's 2,700 square feet. Last year and in the first 4 years of operation, this building had no heating, no air conditioning, poor acoustics, no views of the outside, and no insulation. So we're pretty proud of the fact that even in those pretty primitive conditions, it was so popular.
Now, speaking yesterday for Local Tel was Brenda Mandelis. She says, like Pybus Market, Local Tel also values community partnerships and development.
A place we call home, and we're excited to be a part of the Pybus Foundation and all that they contribute and support to the community as well. And it's a great place. We love it down here.
Now, the 6-year naming rights agreement calls for interior signage in the Pybus concourse featuring Local Tel's logo and neon lights, and also signage inside the room itself. So brand new digs now. Local Tel, the naming sponsor for the new event center at Pybus Public Market. Well, if you're wondering why your power or possibly your computer is a bit jumpy lately, blame the squirrels. That's right. Chelan County PUD officials say you can count on some areas in our community getting harassed by varmints like squirrels and rats and chewing into your power lines during this time of the year. Since early this year, the PUD has received numerous calls around the area about flickering lights and erratic internet service. The culprit? Vermin. They say this year it seems like it's in the central residential area of Wenatchee that's served by the Saddle Rock substation. The PUD recommends residents keep their property maintained and free of old trash or wood piles where rodents hide or they keep food. If your power does go out, you can call the PUD's 24-hour outage line. That number is 1-877-783-8123. Well, here's some video footage from a mountain goat release yesterday morning in the Darrington district of the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest. The goats are being translocated from the Olympic National Park to their historic habitat in the North Cascades. U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife is heading up that relocation project. You can learn more about the program on our website at ncwlife.com. One of those goats apparently had its own ideas on where he wanted to go, so he jumped the fence. Finally, time now for NCW Live's Megan McPherson to fill us in on some of the events going on this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. Get inspired at the 2018 BNCW Sangster Motors Home Tour and Remodeling Expo this Friday through Sunday. Throughout the 3 days, they will be pre-collecting diapers, wipes, formula, and cash at each of the 10 tour homes for the Women's Service League of North Central Washington's annual Diaper Drive event. When you bring a contribution of needed items with you to one of the tour homes, not only will you be entering to meet a great need within our valley, but you will also be entered into the BNCW's Home Tour drawing for $500. Proceeds benefit homeless and poverty organizations in Wenatchee. Be the Light Walk is this Friday at 5 p.m. at Wenatchee High School. This is an effort to bring awareness about suicide and depression, as well as to deliver a message of hope. The walk features speakers, music, t-shirts, and a ceremony where colored beads are distributed. The Wenatchee Valley Lions and Greater Wenatchee Sunrise Clubs are celebrating their 22nd year of sponsoring their putting tournament, Putting for Sight and Hearing, this Saturday at Desert Canyon Golf Resort. A large portion of the monies raised go toward eye exams, glasses, and at times hearing aids for low-income individuals in our community. Registration begins at 8:30 a.m. with play immediately following. Awards will be given in each division and a quality putter awarded to both the male and female with the lowest overall score. There will also be lots of great raffle prizes. Also Saturday is the Home and Garden Show presented by Cascade Medical Foundation. This event will feature an exciting and unique assortment of historical homes and gardens within the Leavenworth Plain area. Participants in the tour will be given the opportunity to visit each home and garden, with all of the proceeds going toward upgrading Cascade Medical's current endoscopy suite. And finally, the United Way of Chelan and Douglas Counties is excited to bring back the Color Rush 5K this Sunday at Pybus Public Market. This is a fun fundraiser that encourages fitness in the outdoors while raising money to support Youth United, a program designed to promote volunteerism amongst Chelan and Douglas County youth. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the calendar at ncwlife.com.
No lack of things to do in the Wenatchee Valley this weekend. Just maybe you want to bring an umbrella.
Yeah, Sunday anyway. We're going to get a little wet on Sunday. It's going to be cloudy, by the way, Saturday and Sunday, with the best chance of measurable rain on Sunday.
Hey, we wanted to close with a little shot that we captured from a television show last night. Do you recognize that face?
I do. That's my good friend Brandon.
Brandon Lieberg, who is an employee of NCW Life and Local Tel. He was on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire game show. And apparently he's got up to about $7,000 so far before they had to stop this episode. And so be watching your local listings, apparently.
Brandon, you clean up good, buddy.
Doesn't he look good?
I've never seen Brandon in a suit before.
Well, we're going to get him in here and do a little interview to get his experience on the on being on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah, for those of you who are unfamiliar, when you appear in these game shows, you have to sign a disclosure agreement or a non-disclosure agreement, and you can't talk about it until after your episode airs. So Brandon taped this episode a couple of months ago anyway, and he's had to be all, can't talk about it.
Yeah.
But maybe he can in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Got to get him on the show.
Of course, in a previous life, I worked in the game show industry. But,
right.
But that's it's a lot of fun. But
Steve
it's, I'll tell you, with high pressure.
Yeah, oh yeah.
High pressure, yeah.
Yeah, Steve worked in the game show industry, so if you need a lifetime supply of turtle wax, he's got some in his garage.
Or maybe a room of Broyhill furniture.
There you go.
There you go, yeah.
What's behind door number 3? The news with Grant Olson is behind door number 3. We air it Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Check it out. What happened on this Thursday? We put it all together in a tidy little package with our award-winning news team. Have we won an award?
It's pending.
Good. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Also available on demand on our website and on demand on our Facebook page. And if you want to give us a news tip, you think needs a little more attention, you can do so, and there are any number of ways to do it. Steve Hare, news guy.
We're hungry for news, folks, so please let us know what's happening out there. You can do it in a breaking news fashion. Call us on our hotline at 888-6295. You can also communicate with us on our Facebook and Twitter pages. Preferable, hey, that's always email. I like the email.
Yeah.
news@ncwlife.com is our address. And then, of course, you can contact us on our website at ncwlife.com.
Sports, the Obscura holiday. Today in history, birthdays. Everyone is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion, kennel cameos, and my interview with the good folks at the United Way of North Central Washington. It's a busy Thursday. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I have a doctor who knows what they're talking about.
It's just so much more hands-on and friendly than anywhere else I've ever been.
It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted.
We've just been grateful for the care and respect that we've been given there.
And here when I come to visit my doctor, I'm not afraid to ask questions.
It's not just about getting you in and out.
I love my care at CVCH. It's awesome. Give it a try.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station. Welcome back. 50 degrees outside of our studios, highs in the lower 70s, quite a bit of sunshine today and tomorrow, clouds and a little rain on the weekend. Sports, you can add another championship to the Seattle sports history, and we're talking about the Seattle Storm. There they are. They are the 2018 WNBA champions for the third time in franchise history. They swept the Mystics last night, the final 98-92 to win Game 3. Brianna Stewart, the regular season MVP, was named Finals MVP. She scored 30 points to lead her team to victory. Here's a video put out by the Storm on their Twitter feed last night. Congratulations, ladies. Nicely done. There will be a parade in Seattle Saturday, 1 o'clock, with a big celebration at Key Arena. Let's go to the local sports scene. The prep schedule for today. We'll start out with soccer. Chelan will host Pateros at 5:15. The Wenatchee Panthers are on the road in Yakima. They'll take on Davis at 5 o'clock. Tonight, right here on the NCW Life channel, we got Eastmont and Eisenhower doing battle. We'll take to the air at 6:50. They'll start at 7 o'clock. Eric Granstrom and Matt Wisen will be there. Looking forward to that. One score last night from volleyball action. Aniat shut out Cascade Christian Academy. They won all 3 games. There is volleyball tonight. Manson's at Omak. Waterville Mansfield is on the road at Lake Roosevelt. Chelan will host Zilla. Eastmont travels to Ellensburg. All of those matches get going at 6:30. The Eastmont and Wenatchee cross-country teams on the road today. The Wildcats and the Panthers will be in Davis for all-school Big 9 meet. That begins at 3:30. Everybody into the pool. Eastmont has a double duel. They'll be down in Yakima at Lions Pool. They'll take on Davis and Eisenhower. Wenatchee girls host an always interesting meet against Moses Lake. These are big rivals. 4 o'clock at the Wenatchee High School swimming pool. The Wenatchee Panther boys football team will play host to the Mount Boucheray Bears. They're out of Kelowna, British Columbia, Friday night at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. The Bears are 1-0. They play in AAA ball at the British Columbia Secondary School Football Association. The Panthers are off to an 0-2 mark. They lost to Lewiston last Friday night. The final was 24-10. And even though Panther coach Scott Devereaux has not seen tape of their opponent this week, he's pretty confident that his team, his Panthers, will continue to improve in their home opener.
know we're going to get a lot better this week, and then by next week league starts, and we got to have things tightened up and ready to go.
Sounds like you got to be playing off of last year's film to get ready for this week. A little
Yeah. It's a little different in Canada. You know, they don't take football quite as serious. Wouldn't want to play hockey against them, but you know, they're rolling in here Friday. We kind of know what we think we're going to see, and it's not really about what they do anyway. It's about how we respond and how we address the game mentally and how we play.
Devereaux says there's nothing like running out of the tunnel for your home opener on a Friday night.
We got a great band, so they're pumping music out. The atmosphere's cool. Cheerleaders are right smack behind you. You know, the students are right behind you, yelling and screaming. So it's just nice. It's a nice environment for high school football, and it's a heck of a lot better than driving to 3 or 4 hours away.
Yeah. Does that present a challenge too? Because I would imagine trying to coach through the racket.
Yeah, it
might
does.
be kind of tough sometimes.
It does. Sometimes during a timeout and you're trying to coach something up and the band's playing, you know, it's crazy. You're screaming as loud as you can to talk to your guy who's 5 feet in front of you because the band is, you know, playing the fight song. But, you know, that's part of high school football.
For senior Dalton Thomas, he says he and his teammates continue to work hard on improving week to week.
We know we're young as a team, and you know, it's not a secret. And we obviously played 2 pretty good teams the first 2 weeks, and so we know we're just taking that as learning experience, and you know, trying to push it all in the league and correct it for it, because league's what is going to get us to the playoffs. And so our goal right now is playoffs by winning league. And so you know, we're just kind of trying to keep our head up and you know, pick out the positives and you know, strengthen where our weak spots are.
Mount Boucheray and the Wenatchee Panthers, Friday night, 7 o'clock, Lee Boffino Field at the Apple Bowl. We'll have more games under the lights right here on this very television station tomorrow night. We'll be at Wildcat Stadium to cover the Ellensburg Bulldogs and the Eastmont Wildcats. Well, the Mariners kicked the ball around behind Wade LeBlanc. They committed 3 errors. They lost to San Diego 5-4. San Diego, one of the worst teams in the majors, swept the Mariners. Wade LeBlanc allowing just 4 hits in 5 innings, 2 of which were home runs following errors, so only 2 of the runs were earned. The loss means a season sweep to the Padres. Oh, guys, the loss also means Seattle has been passed by Tampa Bay in the chase for Oakland for the final wild card playoff spot. Manager Scott Service says the miscues are a lack of focus in the playoffs, and he's challenging his team to step up.
It's a pride situation, and where you're at personally, you know, you got to come out, you got to be prepared to play, you know, every day. You know, and expect balls to be hit to you and make plays and, you know, focus, I think is the biggest thing. Certainly, you know, we've not had a good run. The second half of the season has been very poor. We have not played well. We haven't hit offensively. We haven't done a lot. There's been games like today where it just gets away from us because we're not fundamentally sound, just tight defensively. And it's focus. You know, those aren't like we're throwing to the wrong base, although we did do that once today too. It's more of, you know, being prepared, ready to come with an edge to your game every day, and that becomes like a personal pride matter with guys. And I know guys are disappointed. The season hasn't gone the way we thought it was going to go, but you still got to show up to work every day. You are a professional, and you get an opportunity to play a kids game. You know, you have to take advantage of it and enjoy it.
Seattle is in Anaheim for a weekend series against the Angels. Mike Leake will take the mound for the Mariners. Les Schwab scoreboard in the American League West. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Let me do this. Oakland bombed Baltimore 10-0. Houston beat Detroit 5-4. Angels beat Texas 8-1. Seattle trails Oakland by 9.5 games with 17 left to play. Eric writes the scripts. You can't see this, but he put a little frowny face at the end of it. Nice touch, Eric. 29 minutes after the hour. Let's do the obscure holiday on this 13th day of September. It is Uncle Sam Day today, the iconic Uncle Sam, because Uncle Sam Wilson was born September 13th, 1776. He supplied meat to the troops during the War of 1812. He didn't actually look like that. The big tubs of meat were stamped Uncle Sam and kind of went from there, I guess. Now, of course, Uncle Sam is a recruiting tool. This date has been Uncle Sam Day since Joint Resolution of Congress back in 1989. Uncle Sam Day today. Let's do Today in History, shall we? Speaking of the War of 1812, big day today, 204 years ago on this date. The British tried to capture Baltimore. They didn't do it. They failed. Francis Scott Key watched the whole thing, apparently from his apartment window in Baltimore, I don't know. But he wrote a poem called The Defense of Fort McHenry. It was later put to music, and it became the Star-Spangled Banner. Happened on this date, September 13th, 1814. More war-related history. September 13th, 1862, during the Civil War, they found the battle plans that Robert E. Lee accidentally left behind in a field in Frederick, Maryland, and it preluded the Battle of Antietam. It was a big turning point for the war. The Union could have really wiped out or done a lot of damage to the Confederacy. They didn't, but they had a sneak idea of what Robert Lee was going to do when they found that 156 years ago. September 13th, 1985, 33 years ago, Super Mario Brothers was released for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The player, of course, you control Mario, and you travel through the Mushroom Kingdom, and you try to rescue Princess Toadstool from Bowser. It was a terribly addicting game. Super Mario Brothers was born in the state of 1985. And speaking of being born in the state, let's do some birthdays for you, shall we? John Blackjack Pershing, John J. Pershing, the American general, born in the state in 1860. The only American to be promoted in his own lifetime to General of the Armies, which is even bigger than a 5-star general. He was a big one. He led the troops in World War I and is considered one of the great military geniuses in American history. John J. Pershing, born in the state in 1860. Jacqueline Bissett celebrates her birthday. She's 74 years old today. She's looking good. I just thought I'd throw that up there because it's Jacqueline Bissett. Had a crush on her back in the day. And a couple of Beatle kids. Zach Starkey is 53. He is Ringo Starr's son, and now he drums for The Who. When he was 8 years old, Keith Moon of The Who gave him a drum set, and he's been drumming ever since. Happy 53rd, Zach Starkey. And Stella McCartney, daughter of Paul and Linda McCartney, a very well-known and very successful fashion designer. Stella McCartney is 47 years old today. And that is birthdays at 32 minutes after the hour. Everybody's entitled to Mike McNally's opinions right around the corner, but first it's Kennel Cameos. Let's get Marco the dog home.
Hey guys, Megan here from the NCW Live channel. We are here with Don Davies, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and also joining us today is Marco.
Marco.
What's going on with Marco?
Marco needs someone to play with him. He wants to play Marco Polo. He's a young adult. He is really active, actually. He loves playing with other dogs, and he's really polite with them. And I think he would be good in a home with a little bit older children, because he likes to roughhouse a little bit. Play, of course, not bad or anything, but he would. He just has a lot of energy. Right now, he's just really curious. When you first put him on the leash, he can act a little worried, but he just has to calm down a little bit. And
so does he like going for hikes and walks? And
absolutely,
yeah.
He would be a great hiking companion. And look at those legs.
Yeah.
Those little short legs could go a long ways, though. They're pretty powerful. So we're thinking he's part Corgi, part Basset. Look at those little lines on his head.
He's got the little wrinkles.
I love his ears. And he's really polite on the leash. And he just needs someone that will give him a good energy place to be and a good home with a fenced backyard.
Great. And if someone wants to adopt Marco, what should they do?
They should come down to Wenatchee Valley Humane Society at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue. And I'll bet he'll be gone pretty soon. So.
You want to say something, Marco? The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley.
Christian Shanlin here with Bay Equity Home Loans.
Make your dream of building your own home a reality today. Bay Equity Home Loans has teamed up with Real Homes to make building your new home a smooth process. Bay Equity Home Loans of Wenatchee offers new construction loans, FHA 3.5% down, and VA 100% construction loans.
Stop on by or give us a call today.
Color Rush is back again for the, we believe, 6th big year. I was in the first 3 Color Rushes, and you think I'd remember those kinds of things. It's a big party. Everybody kind of jogs around and plays around a little bit, and they throw stuff at you. You kind of know what it's all about. And here to talk about it are 2 lovely young ladies who are part of the organizing effort. They both are in Student United Way. To my immediate left is Sophia Dillon, and to my far left, Giselle Torres. Here to talk about Color Rush. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You called me yesterday.
I did.
And you said, "Can I do television?" And I said, "You've obviously never seen this show before, or you wouldn't be asking me." So a little bit. Tell us, because you're first timers. Tell me a little bit about yourself. We'll start with you, Sophia. Tell folks. Introduce folks to yourself.
I'm a senior at Wenatchee High. I've been on Student United Way. This will be my 4th year. Before this, I was the vice president of PR, like Giselle, and then I was the treasurer. And then before that, I was just a member. I am involved in Key Club, and I play the piano.
You any good?
I've played it for, this is my 10th year.
Oh,
so
wow.
I would say yes.
I should have brought a keyboard in. That would have been good. So you like playing the piano?
Yeah.
Yeah? Does it make you a better person?
I would say so.
They say playing a musical instrument makes you smarter, makes you better.
Yeah.
So a little bit about yourself.
I'm Giselle Torres, and I'm a senior at the River Academy, and I'm the vice president of public relations at United Way. And I used to be the secretary last year, and I've been in the council for 3 years, and I'm president of Key Club at my school, and I also play the piano and guitar, and I sing too. So.
Wow.
Yep.
You want to start a band? I play left-handed. We can have lots of fun like that. I'm going to ask you about the same question. How did you get involved with United Way? How did that end up on your radar?
My neighbor, in my freshman year, my neighbor, who was also my friend, she's not just my neighbor, she was involved in Student United Way, and so she told me I should come to a meeting, so I did.
And you?
I heard about it through school, and some friends that were seniors back when I was in like a freshman, they told me about it, and I joined.
You glad you did?
Yeah.
So what makes it so special? You joined it, and then what? I mean, it's like, okay, I think I like this.
Yeah, why'd we stay? I liked the people a lot. I feel like, obviously we're there to serve, but we also have a lot of fun, like serving and being with each other. So, and it's obviously nice to help the community.
Is it hard to get kids your age to volunteer for things? Because heck, you're teenagers and you're seniors in high school, and there's more important things to do than to volunteer their time, but is it?
I would say it depends on the person. Sometimes there's some people, which is awesome, which is why I like United Way, or Student United Way, that there's like-minded people that also think the same as you and want to make a difference. But sometimes you just need to show people or invite them, and they realize what they're missing out on. But it can be difficult because we all are pretty busy this year.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. I remember my senior year in high school. Not really. How did you get to be the president? You're the head cheese, the head honcho. How did you get that gig?
Honestly, when I joined my freshman year, the advisor back then was like determined to make me the president, and so I worked up, of course, treasurer, vice president, and then president. So.
Do you run a pretty tight ship? Well, I'll ask you that. She's your boss.
Yeah, she is. She does.
Yeah.
She does a good job.
So for those who are uninitiated, what does the Student United Way organization do besides help out with Color Rush, because it needs a lot of volunteers? What else do you do?
So we welcome members from high schools across the valley, Wenatchee, Kashmir, River, Leavenworth, et cetera, et cetera. But we also, our fundraising money goes specifically to help our Student Opportunities Fund, which provides scholarships to students in the valley who can't afford things like their cap and gown for graduation or sports fees.
Things
stuff
like that.
Yeah.
So, good. And your job as the PR person is what?
I help her, so anytime she's not there for meetings or can't make it or needs extra notes or stuff or things like this, I can help her and just be with her and fill in when needed.
Is part of your job recruiting the next group of Student United Way folks to take over from you guys? I mean, is that part of the deal?
I think we all kind of do that. That's all of our jobs.
How many kids are in the Student United Way organization?
Right now, we have about 15.
Oh, we can do better than that.
Right. Our cap is 23.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Color Rush, are you familiar with this? Have you done this before?
Yes.
Did you volunteer last year?
I did volunteer
okay.
last year.
Okay. I may have seen you down there. I don't know. We were working. For those who don't know what Color Rush is, and I do, explain to people what exactly is going to happen Sunday morning down at Pybus.
It's a 5K, and a whole bunch of families are going to be there. We're expecting about 400 people, and we have lots of sponsors, 23 I think, and the main ones are Confluence Health, NCW Live, and Wenatchee Wild, and we have...
And Wells Fargo.
And Wells Fargo, yep.
What we're seeing on screen is the big throw down at the end of the, see, here's some great footage from Color Rush. This is from either last year or 2 years ago. Our cameras have been there. So why are people throwing things at folks? What the heck is going on here?
So we have 5 blast zones per se. So you go through 5 different color areas and you get blasted with 5 different colors. And then at the end you get all of the colors at the same time. And we all wear white shirts. The Color Rush shirts are white so that you can see as much color as possible.
So there's different, they call them blast zones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get and each of those are sponsored?
Yes.
So, and everybody has a color?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody get plaid this year?
I think so.
No plaid. So when it's all said and done, you're covered in this stuff.
Right.
What's the stuff made out of so people...
It's cornstarch.
Cornstarch, so it's
Just
fine.
dyed cornstarch. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a big, messy, gooey fun, but it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And this was an idea that was brought up from, I believe they did one in Portland a bunch of years ago, and a friend of mine who was I was on the United Way Board of Directors at the time, came back from this Color Rush in Portland in the Rose City, and she said, we got to do something like this, and it's been going on ever since.
Yeah.
How many volunteer hours have you put in just to get this thing organized? A lot?
A lot, yeah.
Yep.
Any idea? It just...
Specifically for this, I'm not sure.
No, like more than 5-ish.
All of our meetings recently have been dedicated to planning this, so.
To Color Rush. Now, it used to be in August, but you moved it a little bit later on in the year, which was a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and it's
for
also
the sake of planning and
it helps plan it out a lot. You still have all that leftover cornstarch from previous years, so you don't have to buy a bunch of new stuff. But you get a new shirt every year, right?
Yeah.
So, and does this stuff wash out of your clothes, or how does that work? So you can just
my shirt last year is a little bit pink still.
Yeah.
It's like slightly tinged pink, but it mostly washes out. Yeah.
So how many volunteers are going to be working this event besides your organization? Did you get others?
Well, we have our organization, and then we're going to talk to other service clubs around the schools.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Pybus has been good to work with? Have you been working with Pybus?
Yes.
So is this your project? Is Charity, who's the new executive director of the United Way of North Central Washington, is she guiding you through the process, or has she just said, Color Rush, go do it?
So Charity and Bobby Hughes both have been helping us a lot throughout the process, but yes, it is mostly student-led. They've just been our mentors and helping us.
Are you getting good organizational skills out of it? Because putting one of these things together it takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of organization and planning and logistics. Are you learning that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. What's been the biggest challenge so far?
I would say seeing how we have to organize all of our different sponsors and all of the different
getting the sponsors is always the hardest part, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is a pretty giving community. It probably wasn't that hard, right, to make it happen?
23 is a lot, so
Yeah.
we're grateful.
My guess is you probably still need volunteers. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, yeah.
If people want to show up and help out, then they can do that, right?
Oh yeah.
And the run is not just a run. You can walk or bring
Yeah,
your
it's not a
stroller.
competition, right?
No.
Although
Right.
there's still going to be people who are going to,
Yeah.
some people just are competitive and
Yeah.
it's a run, I'm running.
It'll be super fun. We have a DJ and for the end, and then we have music throughout the whole course. And so,
Oh, okay. Well, that's new this
That's
year
new,
because
yeah.
I don't recall that.
yeah. So we'll have music for the whole run. So it's supposed to be fun.
Is like DJs or band? How's the music on the whole course work, or is it just somebody driving around with their
He's
top
a
down?
DJ, and I think he's providing music for the whole course as well.
Oh, okay,
So,
cool. And these are all mostly people just volunteering. I mean, or are they?
Yeah, or sponsoring. Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat. So how many different colors are there?
5.
5. What are they?
Purple, yellow, red,
Blue.
pink, and blue.
Okay, and each is sponsored
Yes.
by a different different organization, and they bring themselves. They're the ones who are responsible for manning their
Right.
blast zone.
It's getting volunteers for their
Okay.
zone.
Where are the zones located? Do you have I mean,
We
there's
do
usually a
know
couple.
this, but I don't know it by memory.
I know we have some at the corner. There's different corners. I mean, like throughout the little course around the roundabout by the Awakened Church, there's different courses, but there will be exact spots.
Okay, so about the same as it's been in years past?
Yeah.
So usually there's a couple in the general vicinity of the Pybus, one going out and one coming in. I think there was one at Riverfront Park by the brewery, and I believe there's one at Riverside 9 with 9th Street. Is it the same course?
Yes.
So at 9th Street, there's a blast zone there, and then there's one farther down towards the pedestrian bridge, right? So, okay. And then at the end, what happens? Because you saw the video. Tell me about that.
It's a whole party in the parking lot, and you're dancing and listening to music, and then we just get thrown powder
everywhere.
And they do it. They do like 4 or 5 times, I know, because people kind of straggle in and let's do it again. And, and usually by the time you're just covered in stuff, right?
Everyone gets 2 free color packets, and then so that at the end you get to throw them up.
What else do you get? You get a shirt, right? If you enter.
Everyone gets a free shirt and 2 color packets. And a bib.
Yeah,
with
the
your
number
on
it.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Can you just show up and do this on Sunday morning, or do you have to have a general idea? You got to register so you know all the good stuff.
So we'll have registration on Saturday. That will be at the United Way office. And then you can also register on Sunday morning before the race.
Okay. Can you register online, or is that already? Oh, you can.
You can register online at colorwenatchee.com.
Colorwenatchee.com, because this whole, I don't know if you're under but this whole internet thing is just taken off.
I know.
Have you noticed this? Yeah, it's kind of a cool thing. It really is. Sunday morning. What time is it going on Sunday?
So we say come earliest is like 6:30 to 7, and the race will start at 8.
Okay, but they'll have like coffee there and.
I'm not sure about coffee.
Well, I'll bring some.
Pybus will be open.
Right.
The cafes will provide you with coffee.
Okay. So it starts and ends at Pybus.
Yes.
Roughly. Is it still
starts at Pybus, ends at Works.
Works, which is just basically right across the street.
Yeah.
And so that's a little traffic reminder for folks, because those roads will be closed, and all the crossroads will be closed, and you'll have people. I just hit Jay Buhner in the head. Sorry, Jay. Are they going to be people manning it so people just don't drive onto the course?
Volunteer police officers and then some volunteers along with them at each of the road closures.
Have you gotten pretty good at just calling people cold and say, "Hi, this is Sophia, and I need your help"? Because I mean, you called me yesterday. So you got good at that, because that's a hard skill to do. A lot of people just don't want to do that. So, same question for you. Is that?
Yep. I've gotten used to that, and just talking to people and asking them, and most of them are just willing to say, you just have to ask.
You think your mom's watching on TV right now? Is she watching you?
I hope so.
Hi,
Mom.
Yeah, say hi. You think we can get Charity on here? So can we take a commercial break and get Charity up here? What do you think?
Sure.
I think we should do that, shouldn't we? Because, you mind, Charity? She goes, what the heck. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, the new executive director of the United Way of North Central Washington, that's right, they have a new name too, will be joining us, Charity, right around the corner. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Live here from Studio 8 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Sir, I pulled you over today to ask you one thing. Is it true that Apple Valley Honda has a free lifetime warranty on every new Honda?
Officer, I'm glad you asked. Our lifetime warranty comes free on all of our new Hondas. That means you won't have to pay a dime for any major expenses. That could save you thousands. And no, you do not have to service with us. It's a great peace of mind, officer.
Wow, my wife and I have wanted the new Accord. We'll see you this weekend.
Tacos Chava has something new. Customers at Tacos Chava say it's the best Mexican food around. Nachos, enchiladas, tortas, ensaladas. And introducing camarones in many styles. You'll love the fresh salsa bar with so much selection. Are you ready for Tacos Chava? Find them at 2 great locations, the Wenatchee Valley Mall and any at Tacos Chava. tan delicioso.
EDY Construction is proud to present this year's Chefs on Tour, Thursday, September 13th from 4 to 9. Experience the Sangster Motors and BNCW Home Tour like a VIP. Chefs on Tour is an exclusive tour within a tour. Tour from home to home, getting an exclusive preview of these beautiful homes while sampling mouth-watering food paired with wine, cider, and beer. Tickets are limited, so log on to buildingncw.org today.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
And welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan Kuntz. Giselle has stepped off the stage, and back on the stage, of course, we still have Sophia Dillon, who, by the way, is missing a calculus test right now. Woohoo! You're welcome. You want to be on the show the next time you have a test?
Sure.
We'll just have you.
Every time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Dear
can't
Mr. Smith, I have to be on TV and I can't take the test. Charity Bergman is the new executive director of the United Way used to be United Way of Chelan and Douglas counties. Now it's the United Way of North Central Washington. Thanks for hopping in on the show.
Sure, no problem.
I appreciate it, coming in last second. A little bit about Charity. Tell folks about yourself.
Well, I've been...
You play the piano or the guitar?
I do play the piano.
Oh, okay.
I haven't for a while, though, so I'm probably not good anymore. But yeah, I've been the CEO of North Central Washington United Way for maybe 5 weeks now, but I've worked here almost 2 years. So, but I used to be a nonprofit before. I'm actually from Arizona, and I ran a regional Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
So I really, my heart is with the nonprofits, especially those that reach the most vulnerable populations.
And so it's been a good fit so far?
Yeah, this organization speaks to everything that I am and then everything that the community really needs to support our community and to build the health and prosperity of the entire community.
How did how did this end up on your radar? How did you, hey, they're going to be restructuring the United Way. It's now the United Way of North Central Washington. How did this end up on your radar? Say, I think this is a job I might like and I'll apply for it.
Oh, well, actually, I started out in the early learning department at the United Way. We just moved here from Arizona. I was a nonprofit, came across my desk, I applied, I got it. And then the whole North Central Washington structure changed because I found out that we had been always assigned Okanagan as part of our United Way from United Way Worldwide, and so we just made that effort starting in about November of 2017 to really intentionally include them in the work that we're doing.
Which is good, because when I was on the United Way Board of Directors, Okanagan was in our footprint, but we never really, they weren't there. I mean, it wasn't necessarily their fault. I think it was ours.
Yeah, I think so as well. My original position at the United Way covered Okanagan, Chelan, Douglas, and Grant. So when I was working at Okanagan, I'm like, where's the United Way here? And we were it. So now we are.
Alan Walker was the executive director for years. He left the organization. Sarah Erdahl came in on an interim basis, and now you're in here full time.
Mm-hmm.
So the transition between you and Sarah, I've known Sarah for years, so I'm sure she was great to work with and get your feet wet.
Yeah, Sarah's amazing. She really helped us through a lot of the most challenging parts of the transition.
Mm-hmm. And there's also some board restructuring too. Charity is answerable to a board.
I am.
Yeah, so that's good too. Change is
yes.
good, right?
Right, and we are setting up so many accountability processes and everything so that the board can really speak to what the United Way does, and we can be fully transparent about everything that we're working on and how we're doing it.
Onward and upward then.
Onward and upward.
That's good. That's
full
good.
force.
And this is one of the big fundraisers of the year is Color Rush, and one of the things that when I was on the United Way Board of Directors, new ideas for raising funds is difficult sometimes. I mean, we did a golf tournament for years and years, and it kind of just, everybody does a golf tournament, so we got to do something different. And that's one of the biggest challenges is do something new and unique to raise the profile of United Way and raise money.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and a lot of the fundraising, it's really about awareness and community buy-in. And the Color Rush is a really fun event. We really wanted to make sure we kept it going this year. And then, we can look at our event schedule for years to come, but we really, throughout this challenging just several months, it was very important that we show that we're still here.
Yes, United Way is still here, and you said the word challenging a bunch of times, because you know, I went through a challenging period. You know, it's, frankly speaking, but it's stabilizing. The foundation is getting back again. That's good. Would you like working with Charity?
I do.
Do
She's
you?
great, yeah.
Yeah. She plays the piano, you know.
She does. I did not know that
Yeah.
before right now.
Maybe we can do a little thing.
Do it.
Well, so Color Rush is the big thing. Again, it's this Sunday. We'll get more information on that before we wrap it up at 8 o'clock. What else is on your radar, Charity, now that when Color Rush is all said and done and you can catch a breather? Then what?
Yes, catch a breather would be the number one thing. And then, well, you know, we just really need to get, going. We're restructuring our grant cycle. And so we're redesigning that, and I plan to do that as soon as Color Rush is over and hopefully announce the new process by the end of December at the very latest, so then we can have applications from January to March. And so we can give our partner agencies an opportunity to really adjust to the new process, which is going to be efficient and simple, but it's still going to be new. So it's going to take just some communication with our agencies and the community and any other people who want to apply to United Way for funding and support.
And a lot of the partner agencies that Charity is referring to, a lot of their budgets depend on the United Way. You give money to the United Way, and United Way divvies it out to the necessary people. Being on the funds distribution committee was one of the most difficult jobs I've ever had. You sit down and you talk to these people at the Women's Resource Center, and you talk to these people at the Mustard Seed and Catholic Charities, and you know, they need money and they need help, and you can only give them so much money and so much help. So it's
yeah, our role is critical, and we really need to, we've restructured quite a few things to be able to get more resources so we can support our community more intentionally and more impactful. So yes, it's critical that we are here and supporting all of them.
My guess is one of the first things you had to do when you got the job is to go around to all your member agencies, boards and leads, and all the important movers and shakers, introduce yourself and say, here we go, we're going to make it.
Well, luckily I knew most of them already because I am with the Coalition for Children and Families in North Central Washington, which we partner. They're their own independent 501c3, but we partner and work with a lot of them that way. So I knew most of them, but yes, I think the very first thing I did was get all of them together and just talk about where we're at and where we're going and answer all the questions.
No regrets moving from Arizona to the Valley? You glad you made the move?
No, I love it. It's beautiful here. I'm invested, and I just really love the community and the people, and I cannot get over how amazing summer is. I hated summer, always, but I love it here, and I just will never leave.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. We got about a minute left, so Color Rush 2018 is this Sunday. It's not too late to sign up. What's the website again, please?
ColorWenatchee.com.
Can you get together with the team, get together with your office workers, and have some fun? ColorRushWenatchee.com. What's the cost to enter?
It's $20 for kids 6 to 12 and $35 for kids 13 and above, people 13 and above, and then it's free for kids 5 and under.
And it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to do your Sunday morning, and you're back home, kind of dirty, but you're back home at 11 o'clock or noon, and it's a great organization, and it's a lot of fun. We'll bring that. I'll be there, and I'll bring a camera person with us, and we'll do a little videography for you. How's that sound? All right, you got a calculus test to get to, and obviously Charity has piano lessons.
Yes.
Maybe you can
I could drive her there.
Yeah.
I could do a duet.
Color Rush 2018 is 6th annual. We're proud to be a part of it here at the NCW Life Channel. Thanks for all the sponsors who made it happen as well. No sponsors, no Color Rush. All right.
The Cottage Inn has been a Wenatchee Valley landmark since 1940, making it one of the longest-running locally owned restaurants around. And it's better than ever. Steak, seafood, and their famous homemade desserts for dinner, wonderful lunch items, and breakfast on Sundays, all made from scratch and at an affordable price. It's no wonder the Cottage Inn has been so popular for over 75 years. Enjoy a fabulous meal today at the Cottage Inn on Easy Street in Old Station.
And welcome back here. We're live in Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee. We have just enough time before you head out the door to take one more look at your weather forecast. And it's going to feel very autumnal, even though it's still officially summer and will be until Saturday the 22nd. Pretty cool, pretty unsettled. Those temperatures that you see, 72, 71 for today and tomorrow, well below normal. Good chance of rain on Saturday and a good chance of rain on Sunday. Best chance of measurable rain probably on Sunday before we warm back up a little bit. All of those temperatures that you see, though, below normal. Feels kind of cool out, doesn't it? But pleasant indeed. Everybody have a great Thursday. Thanks for starting your day with us, and we will see you tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.